Yeah, welcome. Certainly a pleasure to receive you and your delegation. And I certainly want to congratulate you on your elevation to Ambassador of the Dominican Republic to Antigua and Barbuda.
Thank
As
you.
you know, we have had very strong relations, a very active partnership, and the relationship continues to grow from strength to strength. And I'm hoping your appointment will help us to further deepen the level of cooperation between our two countries.
Yes.
I would say that Antigua and Barbuda is easily one of your closest allies in the English-speaking Caribbean,
Yes.
and we are very happy in the way in which the relationship would have grown over the years. In fact, I had very good relations with your former president, Medina, and now your current president. In fact, I recall when Hurricane Irma decimated Barbuda in 2017, one of the first responders was the Dominican Republic when your president called me and asked me what he could do. And I had said to him at the time that we needed assistance to rebuild the primary school on Barbuda.
Yes.
And immediately he came to assisting us. And as you may be aware, just recently we got $1.5 million US to assist. So we're hoping that within the next 12 to 18 months we can complete the construction of that school, which will be one of the monuments to signify the strong bilateral relations between both our countries.
Yes.
But as you know, we've had a long-standing history, especially going back to the 1920s when Antiguans and Barbudans traveled from Antigua to take up jobs in the Dominican Republic in the sugar industry. And whereas we had migration there, we're now seeing reverse migration in which a lot of Dominicanos
Yes.
have now returned to Antigua. In fact, the Dominicanos now, I'd say, comprise maybe at least 10% of our country's population. We're very happy to have them here, especially with the fact that we now have a large cadre of people who are Spanish speaking. That in itself would have helped to enhance our tourism product. And in fact, we're hoping that in the near future we can attract more Spanish speaking tourists to our country because we have this large cadre of Spanish speaking persons in our country. You know too that the government had extended a gift of an acre of land to assist you to develop
Yes.
your embassy
Of
building
course.
whenever you so desire. And again, that is to signal how much we value the relationship between both our countries. I know we have a number of memorandum of understanding on trade and different areas, but I'm hoping that we can probably look at the possibility of establishing a free trade agreement between Antigua and Barbuda and the Dominican Republic. And I say this from the standpoint that we have regular flights between Antigua and Barbuda and the Dominican Republic.
Yes.
And I think too that we will have additional very shortly as LIAT 2020, which is domiciled here in Antigua, commence flights between Antigua and Barbuda and the Dominican Republic. So I can see us getting to the stage where we virtually have the movement of people, at least we have flights to facilitate the movement of people on a daily basis. And we're thinking about converting one of LIAT's planes into a cargo plane to help us to move goods.
Very good.
And you have very good products, very good quality products at an affordable price. So I'm quite sure that we can import your products here and help to contribute to our food security and even keeping prices down, especially as we monitor the policy positions of the United States now in which they're thinking about increasing tariffs, which obviously could hurt small, vulnerable countries like Antigua and Barbuda. So I believe that there's a need for us to deepen the relationship between the Dominican Republic of Antigua and Barbuda, and it will be to our mutual benefit. There are the cooperation agreements. We certainly want to cooperate closer in tourism. I know that you have up to about 10 million tourists annually. And some years ago too, I had a conversation with former President Medina, and he said to me that there's some who boast about the income generated by the Panama Canal. They've had to spend hundreds of millions of dollars to develop it. But he said to me at the time, I think you had probably close to about 8 million tourists a year. And he said to me, every million tourists that come to my country, that's $1 billion in revenues. So I then recognize that we are really not seriously in the tourism industry. It's a situation in which we have about, let's say, 350,000 tourists, overnight tourists, coming to our island. And there's some in our country who argue that there are too many tourists. Now, whereas I accept that we have to continue to diversify our economy and to become less tourism dependent, the reality is we're just peeping into that sector or that industry. We're not really a serious player in that industry. I mean,
Yes.
the Republic has 10 million tourists.
Yes.
I've had the delight of vacationing in Punta Cana, and I can tell you it's one of the most exciting vacations myself and my family would have had. And if we can have greater collaboration, especially in terms of helping us to further enhance our tourism product, I think it will again benefit our country. So we want to ensure that there's some cooperation agreement between us in which we can have a cross-fertilization of skills in that sector, even opportunity for Antiguans and Barbudans to travel to work in the restaurants, in hotels, as we seek to develop our culinary delights, because we recognize too that the food that we serve our visitors, that will help to ensure that they have a delightful vacation and really enjoy the experience. And again, you have a very good product that we can emulate, and those areas of cooperation that we would like to pursue, even in terms of educational exchanges. As you know, we have a campus of the University of the West Indies, and we would like to have some student exchanges as well.
Yes.
And perhaps we can have arrangements for scholarships that our students can leave our hotel training school and go to your schools in the Dominican Republic to study hotel management. Or maybe we can even have a joint program at UE5 Islands in hotel or hospitality for that matter, in which they can get a joint degree program or joint degree between UE5 Islands and a university in the Dominican Republic. So I'm saying all this to say that you have a lot of work to do, because our aspiration is to further strengthen this relationship and to exploit the synergies between both our countries and to see how we can do more for our people, even the Dominicanos living here. I mean, you've done very well with baseball. You've had some globally renowned players, to include Sammy Sosa. And I believe that's an area in which you can help your citizens who live here, who are now residents here, to develop their skills in baseball, and even to help us to become maybe a significant force in terms of baseballing skills, and to develop players in which we can also export that talent to other countries, including North America. So again, I'm just excited about this relationship and the way in which it has developed during the last, 10 years under our administration. And I'm hoping now that your appointment will be one in which we'll take it to the next level of progress and development. So again, congratulations, and I wish you a more successful tenure. And just to let you know that we're not bureaucratic in our approach, so any issue arising between both our countries, I'm just a telephone call away. You can pick up the telephone and call me at any point on any issue, and I'll make myself available. So again, thank you very much, and I wish you a more successful tenure.
Thank you. Thanks to you.
Cheers.
Well, we are so glad to be here. Thank you for your time. In the name of our government, our President Luis Abinader, we want to thanks again for being here, and I have a very big responsibility because I know the meaning of this country for our country, and I know we have a very good bilateral relationship for cooperation and for economic issues, and we want to continue that things to do forward. I want to express from my president and my government that we are pleased. We are very happy to be here. You have a beautiful country, and we know that we can explore many, many, many things together. Thanks for that.
It's been a pleasure, and do give my best wishes to El Presidente. I know I look forward to seeing him very soon on the circuit.
Of course, of course.
Thank you.
We have to work together.
Oh, 100%.
Yes.
We must continue.
Must continue,
Yes, sir.
of course.
We have a little gift here for our distinguished ambassador.